Welcome to today's episode of Steady Improvement. We are going to talk about the importance of managing your customers' expectations so you always can get happy customers and make it easier for you to over-deliver. So let's dive into it. In sales, you're creating expectations in some way or another. It can be anything from the price on a property that you're maybe are going to sell to managing expectations from what the customers can expect if they buy what you sell. And from our experience, it is important to be aware that you're setting expectations, even if you're not aware of it. And when you start to understand how you manage expectations, you're going to control it and use it to get extremely happy customers, which will refer you forward to other customers as well. The best thing here is that when you start managing expectations, you're going to use it in a way so you over-deliver as many times as possible. This is the key in managing expectations. You want to find the perfect balance between setting the expectations as low as possible without them going anywhere else to buy/get the service they want. Many other salespeople are doing the exact opposite. They set the expectations so high because they want to be the person which they buy from, but they shoot themselves in the foot because it's going to be almost impossible for them to deliver what the customer now is expecting. And what happens here is that you're now creating a bad loop where you shoot your customers' expectations through the roof and are never able to deliver what you promise. That in return leads to not so happy customers that won't refer you forward, which then leads to fewer sales and then fewer customers. That's a bad way to go. Then you might think, how can I set the expectations so low that they will buy from me and won't go to another competitor? The key here is to ask questions, and a lot of them. Do this early on to try to figure out what their expectations are like. Sometimes you find a client that has low expectations and that makes your job easier. And sometimes you meet a customer which has really high expectations and then you want to work with that also. It's very important that you know their expectations, because if you don't know how you should move forward. If you want to be able to over-deliver and exceed your customers' expectations, you need to know what they're expecting in the first place. The next important thing here is that when you get the customers to choose you and buy from you, you really need to make sure that you have a plan on how you're going to over-deliver. The secret sauce in trying to do this is by doing it fast as you possibly can. If you say that the customer should have the product in the end of next week, try to make sure that they have it already tomorrow. That might not be possible, but you get the point. And if you are a salesperson who worked with bigger deals that might take longer time, make sure to give them fast wins early on and as fast as possible. If you are a real estate agent and get a listing for an apartment on, for example, Wednesday around lunch, try to call the seller in 30 to 60 minutes and say that you already have a potential buyer for their listing. Of course, only say it if you have one. I am sure that their jaws will drop to the floor if you did a great job of building up the expectations beforehand that it might take 1 to 2 weeks to sell this type of apartment. So make sure to be more aware of how and when you set expectations with the people you meet, and make sure to over-deliver as fast as you possibly can. We will guarantee that you will be ahead of many of your competitors out there. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Steady Improvement. Many of you are spreading the words to your friends, family, and colleagues about our podcast, and it will mean the world to us if you also would like to be one of them. Rate, review, and share. We hope that we have helped you in your journey of leveling up your sales skills. Until next time, peace.